y la baila conmigo, que yo al paso te sigo. Seamos más que amigos, amigos, amigos. Solo tú me sigues al ritmo de la pista.
Good morning. I feel like I look a little bright today because I accidentally used my brightening concealer all over instead of the concealer that's my shade. So the concealer that's my shade is a little bit neutral, and the concealer that's brightening has like a little bit of pink to it. So it's like a lighter shade. Elsa has like, it's an ivory color. So even though it's not like drastically bad, I only usually use like just a dab of it to just brighten up my makeup, and the rest of my makeup I feel like it's cohesive. So it works, but it just looks a little different to me, and I can tell like because in the camera, like my highlight, I can just see like it's extra bright today. As you can see, usually I put a little concealer here, but I didn't once I realized it was my brightening concealer. I just took a shower. I did my hair because I slept on my hair and it was a little bit messy. Anytime when my hair grows out a little bit, the cut does not lay the way I want it to lay. So I just decided to get up a little earlier and wash my hair, put a conditioner in it. Even though it's short, I still condition it, and I did a little bit of blow drying. And then now until I get ready, I have about 2 hours before I walk out the door. Now until I get ready, the rest like that's underneath, that's not really dry, because even when I blow dry it doesn't fully get dry even though the hair is short. Like I would have to, I don't know if it's because it's the material, because it's a do-rag, or because like I'm not sitting on like a hood dryer, it does not really dry. You know those bag things, like the dryer that you could put into your blow dryer, you could put it like, and it has like a I don't know what it's called, but it's like you could squeeze it like a drawstring, and then you could put it over your head and you put the blow dryer in it, and like it treats it like a hood dryer. I don't know if maybe I should get one of those, but the reality of it is I usually do my hair in the night, and then I style my hair, put the do-rag on, and I go to sleep. By the time I wake up, it's set and it's dry. It does take my hair a long time to dry. I do have one of those type of hair. Water is my friend, so I don't know if it doesn't like to absorb all the water, because when I had longer hair and I wet it, that's when my hair would like perform beautifully. My daughter has the same type of hair as well. Like when we try to comb her hair when it's dry, it's like it gets tingly, but as soon as you put water on it, it becomes nice and silky. My son as well, so is my mother. I'm not sure if that's considered porous or non-porous hair type, but that's how our hair works. So today I finally found my Turkish Delight lip gloss in one of my bags. I'm still trying to find my extra Flesh Pot lipstick. I put it in a bag, one of the bags, don't know where it is. I found the lip gloss, the Myth lip gloss that I wear with it, don't know where the Flesh Pot is, and I'm trying not to open the new one, because when MAC dropped that collection, I bought 2 Flesh Pots, because is it Flesh Pot? Yeah, it is Flesh Pot. So I bought 2 of these, right? I bought 2 of these. I bought Folio, and I bought a Russian Red. Yeah, I have Folio, Russian Red, and I bought a Saint Germain. The Saint Germain is a little too pinky. That new Saint Germain is a little too pinky. So I find like I use it in moderation. I thought I would have enjoyed it more, but I don't know. It's not the same Saint Germain. So the old Saint Germain was less opaque, and it was just a little bit more cool. And this Saint Germain, let me show you. It's very pink. Old Saint Germain was this soft Barbie pink, the color of my nails, and this Saint Germain is more opaque. So see, it's more opaque. It's still a pretty pink, don't get me wrong. Like I seen this older woman wearing it. She was wearing, it's Hispanic lady, she had olive skin, and she was wearing it, and I looked at it and I was like, you're wearing Saint Germain? And she goes, oh my god, how can you tell? And I'm like, it's certain pinks that even when you buy dupes, it just does not. That's the one thing I will say about MAC. I've been wearing MAC lipsticks for years, and it's just something, I've never deviated to any of the lipsticks. The face products, yes, but the lipsticks, even so, I've been wearing the taupe lip liner from NYX for years. It's supposed to be an eyeliner, but my perfect lip liner shade. I've tried to find other lip liner shades that's in taupe. It just doesn't work. I've tried Anastasia's hazelnut. It's just a little too peachy for me, and taupe works best. Taupe is my eyebrow color as well, so I always use eyeliner pencil or eyebrow pencil because it gives me, like, this is taupe, it gives me the perfect shadow. It's my perfect contour shade. The same thing, I contour my nose with taupe by MAC, the eyeshadow pot. I contour my nose with that as well, with the powder, because that's the powder that matches. And Elf, the little contour, that's the first time I've actually found a contour that's real true taupe that's doing it. Move this because I did already put makeup on my forehead. I put in, I guess I could just reapply it a little bit, right? And I got my lashes done last week, so now it's nice and full. Anytime, like, my lash tech, she does a really good job. My lashes last an entire 3 weeks, and on the 4th week is when it just starts, the clusters just start dropping out. But this time I asked her to do a little bit of spikes in it because I seen some girls and she had like spikes, so she added the spikes for me, and I really like this, so I think I'm going to continue to do this. And this time too, instead of getting a fill-in, I got a full set. She took off my old lashes and she just gave me a full set, these. So I really like it. I put a little bit of the tangerine from the Super crayon case, like that big blush palette. I put the tangerine on my eyes and I put the tangerine on my cheeks too because I knew that I wanted to do this lip. Yesterday when I was cleaning the house, I was trying on different lips, so I knew I wanted to do this lip. I'm just gonna get ready to prep. I'm gonna make my bed. And I washed my rugs yesterday, so I have to put my rugs back down because I moved the bed, I mopped under the bed, I swept behind the bed, I did all the moving around because last week I was really having a bad attention span and I just had a lack of motivation. I did not put my laundry up. I had my laundry in the basket for days. So yesterday I finally got up, put my laundry up. I swept my room. The room itself was clean. It was just like the laundry. So something about me, I like a clean space, but when I'm in dysfunction, I'll keep just like one specific area messy. I don't know, it sort of calms the chaos in me. It feeds that chaos, and so it calms it down because that's the thing that's chaotic. So I did that. I washed all my makeup brushes. I cleaned my bathroom. My bathroom relatively stayed clean because I'm the type of person, when I brush my teeth in the sink, I always keep bathroom cleaner spray. So I got spray the sink and then I'll wipe it immediately. If I get something on top of the faucet, I wipe it immediately. The toilet, I have the Lysol wipes. So every night I take a Lysol wipes and I wipe the toilet. So I clean those things every day, but those like surface cleaning. So to clean inside the toilet, I actually did that. I put the Comet in there and I scrubbed inside of there. I got these deodorizers from Dollar General and I put it in my bathroom and in my kids' bathroom. And then I didn't clean the shower walls and the tub because my hack is, like, I'll clean it one good time a week and then I'll take the bathroom spray and I'll just spray it, and I swear your bathroom will stay clean. If every time you get out the shower you spray it, I don't know if it's like it creates a barrier, so the next time when you get in the shower the water just probably rinses it off, and then the next time when you finish that shower you spray it again and you just continue. So that's how my tub stay clean. So I swept in there and I swept and mopped the floors. I sprayed down the mirrors, I cleaned my brushes, I cleaned the countertop, and I put things away. So now my room is clean. So before I leave, I like making my bed before I leave the house. So I'm going to make my bed and put the mats back down. And then I'm going to go make me some tea because I'm hungry, but I'm not that hungry. Like, I don't have an appetite. It looks so dark in here. Should I put on some light? Is that better? I feel like I'm still dark. I play with my camera settings, but I really do like it. I was watching the last vlog that I uploaded it, and I love the lighting. The lighting looked amazing. But these are the rugs. I got these rugs from Amazon, and they weren't that much. I'll put the links below. But what I love about them is you can wash them. They have this rubber backing. So I did put it in the dryer. I put it in the dryer on a medium heat for like 20 minutes, and then it was still wet, so then I put it back in. But to me, it handled the dryer really well. and now it's clean, and it's like just 2 runners. Instead of buying a full 8x10 rug, I bought 2 runners and I put it at the side of my bed. And honestly, it was cost effective, and it kind of served the same purpose, because all I really wanted was to be able to step off my bed onto a carpet. I didn't want to step off my bed because sometimes I miss my slippers and my feet touch the floor. And I have a thing about, if there's any dust particles or like on the floor, it's on the bottom of my feet, it makes me cringe. So that's why I got these rugs. That was silly. I should have moved this first. Oh guys. Oh, this is annoying me. Alrighty. Okay. Tell me why that felt harder than it needed to be. Why that felt way harder than it needed to be. This side, I think I need to slide this one out of the way, but this one is heavier. Alright, let me get this done. Alright. Okay. Alright. That's what I had to do. And this is another reason that this has to get washed, because you see this little pink stuff? I think it was like cough medicine that Juicy spilled on it, so it had to get washed. But now it's nice and fluffy again. So I think at least once a month I'm gonna make sure I wash it, or maybe not once a month, because then I think it'll probably, if I try to wash it once a month, it will compromise the integrity of the material. So just quarterly, I'll put a reminder in my phone. We're in July, so August, September, October, I'll give it another wash, because it's really just, it's me and the baby walking on it, and we use our slippers. But if I'm being honest, the front door gets dirty. This is the bottom of my slipper, right? The front door gets dirty because that's where we come in and we stand up to take our shoes off. And the boys' room get real dusty and dirty because I don't like how they clean. You teach your kids how to do stuff, and even though for a fact you've taught them step by step, showed them, explained to them. The other day I took a video of their bathroom, and then I gave it to Tamar, pointing out all the things that I see, because they don't care enough. What I realize is, if you don't care enough, your eyes won't see it. And that's just the fact of the matter. It's not that little kids don't know. They don't care. It's not something that's bothersome to them. So he blew dry his hair, and I had to point out to him, you blow dried your hair and the static in your hair is clinging to the wall. Look at that wall. You need to clean your bathroom. I came back in the bathroom. The mirror's still dirty. The sink is still dirty. He had a soap dish where he put the soap in the soap dish. You take off the soap dish. Like, at least me, if I rest a soap in a soap dish when I'm cleaning, I'll rinse off all that soap in that soap dish. I'll make this and then put the soap back in there, right? So the buildup disappears. Even in the dish soap holder that I have with the Dawn and the hand soap in the kitchen, in that container sometimes it gets like quasi and scummy. I rinse that out. But it matters to me, because if I'm being honest, once upon a time, those memes that say your parents used to call you lazy and nasty when you live in their house, but then you move out and your house is clean. That was me. I used to keep soda cans by my bed. I used to eat in my room. I just didn't have that much of a reverence for cleanliness, because my house was disorganized, because I grew up in a hoarder house. If you ever had immigrant parents, the kind of house that I'm describing. So to me, it's so cluttered. We sweeping and mopping every day. We washing stuff in the kitchen, but it's so much shit in here, right? Why do we have so much shit in here? And it's crazy, because anytime my mother comes visit me and she tries to collect it, I be like, no, immediately. Because I'm talking about, I'll save my jars, like spaghetti jars. I'll save it and I go, oh, I'm gonna keep my spaghetti jars so I don't have to buy mason jars. So when I make epis, I have a jar to put the epis in. When I make pickles, I have a jar to put the pickles in. If I make pepper sauce, I have a jar to put a pepper sauce. I don't have to go buy mason jars for things that I know I make on the regular. I make pickles regularly. I'm gonna make epis every 2 weeks. Every time I make it, it's like 2 jars, and like in a week and a half it's going, and I have to make another. So I'm gonna continuously. So I have like I pick an olive jar that I have kept. I have a mason jar, and then I have like one ragu spaghetti jar, right? Those are 3 jars. After I use ragu, I'm throwing it out because I already have the 3 jars. Unless I come across that I want to make something. And matter of fact, with my pepper sauce, I don't even put the pepper sauce in a jar. I put the pepper sauce in a Ziploc bag and I seal it flat, put it in the freezer, and I freeze it. So I don't even have to keep pepper sauce in a jar, right? I've made hot sauce, but I have a squeezy bottle. So, because I make my own hot sauce as well. That's it. I'm not storing and keeping a multitude of things. But my mom, she'd be like, oh, she want to keep the old oil bottle. I have one old oil bottle. That's so every time I cook and the oil cools down, I fill that old oil bottle with the old oil. And when it's filled, it gets tossed in the trash, right? I don't have unnecessary stuff lingering around my home at all. If something gets old to the point where I can't use it anymore, I throw it out. So I understand growing up in a space where I didn't feel the need to contribute to the cleanliness of it. But now that I'm in my own space, I'm intentional about cleaning, right? These kids, they don't have that. Like my oldest, he does have it, but my youngest, the other day when I told him I was irritated, so I recorded the bathroom, I told him clean it. He told me he felt like he wasn't even using the bathroom that much, that he's the one that has to clean it. But I had to tell him, you live here. You tell me you didn't take a shower, you didn't use the toilet, you didn't sit on the toilet and take a shit, you didn't pee in the toilet, you didn't brush your teeth. Granted, no, it's not your, because he shares a room with his brother, so it's not your full responsibility to clean everything, but you live in a space and you have to contribute to it. And what he's expressed, I could understand if he consistently cleans and then his brother is dirtying it up, but that's not the case. What the case is, he's contributing to the mess, but he does not see how he's contributing to the mess, because his brother here is locked up and his brother here is like a tawny brown. Your hair is a dark brown and coiling. These are your hairs, sir. This is your hair over the bathroom. This is your hair in the sink, right? You leaving your towel on the floor. Like the dust, no, you didn't do the dust. Like the soap, no, you didn't do the soap, right? Both of you did the soap scum in the tub and stuff. Granted, but you still live in a space. You exist in a space. Like, you should have a standard for the space that you want to keep your space clean. So I then redirected him. If you have a problem, go talk to that other man that you share a room with. And you and that man have that conversation, because I'll mitigate it if it becomes problematic. But you both, because he's pointing the finger, you're pointing the finger at him. You're saying you didn't do it by yourself, but you live in a space. And it's your room. I really, I don't shower when they shower. I don't sleep in their room. This is your room. This is your space. You need to have pride for your space. So I saw the TikTok where they were talking about when you leave your parents' house, how you clean because you're not comfortable. So I said it to him and I asked him, is this you? And he goes, no, that's not the reason. And he cited some other thing that was irrelevant to what we were discussing about the cleanliness of the room. And because I asked him if it's him about being uncomfortable. And I guess he didn't focus on the cleanliness part. He just focused on his friends living far, so they don't have access to transportation, so that he can't really see them. And I'm like, no, that's not what I mean about you being unhappy at home. I'm with the cleanliness. Is this why you feel that you can't clean or you can't clean properly? Because he turned 18, and when I tell you, he's still just basic skills that he's been taught over and over and over again, that it's just not important to him, so he just bypass it. But if I tell him, I'm hungry, can you make me something to eat? He does it fine. He'll make a whole meal in the kitchen, but then leave a mess. I've taught him to clean as he go, and his logic is, I'm going to have to clean all the dishes anyway at the end, so I could just do a big load of dishes instead of just making smaller works instead of a big work. Because for me, I rather wash a dish, I wash this bowl, go back and clean. So at the end, when I'm full and I'm hungry, instead of me standing there at that sink, not hungry, when after I eat and I'm full, I'm tired, I rather stand at that sink for 5 minutes because I'm only washing dishes or washing pots, as opposed to washing pots, utensils, prep items, all that stuff. I'd rather do that. But that's me. And I try to explain that to him, but I don't know. He hasn't gotten the logic. I think he's at the space where he needs to go out into the real world and have that experiences, because there's just certain things that could teach your kids the theoretical aspect of certain things, and sometimes you can teach them pragmatic skills. but they need to experience the world with other people who are not you, who do not coddle them, who do not enable them, who doesn't love them the way you do. And it's not such a structured environment like school. They need to go and experience that to understand nobody in the world feels sorry for you and nobody cares. And if people feel that you're stupid or slow or dumb or you're being ignorant, they're going to be really mean to you. So it kind of wakes you up, because I also suffered from that. The same thing he suffered from, I suffered from that as well, and I have the experience to navigate him through it, but it's not until he actually experiences himself, or when you reach a point that you want to change, that the change will happen. So I was waiting for my body butter to absorb into my skin, and it did. Ooh, this feels like it would be a good picture like this right here. Hold on, let me do this. Maybe this could be my thumbnail. Is that a cute thumbnail? All right, how about this? That's a thumbnail. Alexa, what time is it?
Good morning, Tanya. The time is 11 a.m.
So I still have to get dressed. I gotta make this bed. And I'm not sure what I'm gonna wear. Lately, this thing has been happening to me. Let me talk and work, right? That's have always been my biggest problem, even as a kid. Everybody used to know how to talk and work, and I used to just know how to talk and talk. And they would get their work done, while I still, after we finished talking, they'd be done, and I would be behind. So I'm gonna talk and work. Let me turn off this fan. It's making that kind of work. You hear it? I don't know if you can hear it. Whenever it's on high, it makes that noise. And let me get a belt for this robe. So, what was I saying? Lord, I don't forgot my train of thought. Oh, now I remember what I wanted to tell you guys. So lately, right, I've been feeling like a presence surrounding me. You know how people go and they feel like this? Matter of fact, no, I don't even know if I should be telling you. I don't even know if I should tell you. But I've just been feeling like a presence, something with me, something supporting me, keeping me, right? You ever had a point in your life where you felt God is with you? That's like right now, that's how I feel. I feel like something is with me. Something is keeping me. Something is protecting me. Lately, I've just been feeling this presence with me, right? I don't know. And it's because I've had times where I felt like there's been a presence around me, and I've had to pray it off, right? But this feels different, right? The energy feels different. It's a positive. It's warm. It's caring. It's here to make sure I'm okay. And I feel safe. I feel real safe. And I don't know if it's me, because you carry God inside of us, right? And I'm a firm believer of that. I'm a firm believer of the closest thing to God on this world is a black woman. Because science has proved that every human being has derived from a black woman. We all have the Eve gene, right? Even to this day, Henrietta Lacks' sacrifice has benefited all of us, right? Because so many cures have been made through her sacrifice. And it's crazy. I wiped this kitchen counter down yesterday, and I guess somebody probably went back and did something. But I forgot to turn off my LED lights last night because I cooked yesterday. I had made something real quick. I had made a little stewed chicken with butter beans and fried plantain, white rice. And then I just ate it with the pickles that I had made the other day. That's why I like making pickles in batches, because you could keep it in your fridge, and every time when you cook, you just, you throw it. It's right there, right? You don't have to make it fresh all the time. Who did this? So I like a lot of iced chai, but now that I'm saying it, well, no. I don't want hot. As soon as I hear some, do I want a hot chai tea? No, I don't. If I was outside, I would have ordered a cold one. A part of me want to get those tumbler cups or buy plastic cups. I don't know if it's a feel of ordering out that's doing it for me, but I definitely, let me just wash it. Let me be productive. I'm going to wash my glass. I'm going to wash the glass that I drank my iced tea in yesterday. So this is what I mean about my kids that have been taught. I definitely asked him to clean the kitchen yesterday for me. So you can let me know if I'm being nitpicky. But you see how he just left this right here? I don't like that. I don't like, at least here, I even have a hook right here on the door to hang it on. So I don't like that. The steel wool right here, because this can rust and it can rust the countertop side. But all in all, I would say that he did a good job. I would have preferred this grease back here. I could tell that he didn't move this to wipe the grease back there. I could tell. He did a good job. He's trying. Even here, I could see it's a little greasy here. He's trying. Right here too. I would have probably put some Windex and sprayed this. But I know he's trying. He has ADHD like me. So what his ADHD is still very much impactful, and he does not like when he's medicated. I don't like when I'm medicated either, but I've learned coping skills, and what I've learned is that I find like children, especially little girls, we manage. Society has so much pressure and dangers that our anxiety forces us to pay attention, like animals in the wild. I do think ADHD is to keep humans safe, and what it is we just don't have enough danger in the world anymore that it allows us to use it for our own protection. So now it's like it's becoming obsolete. I think biologically there's a need, because women with ADHD, every woman I know that has ADHD, we're so hyper aware of our environment, and we have a lot of hypervigilance, but that keeps us safe and that protects us. Because let me tell you, my pattern recognition has saved me countless times. It's like my pattern recognition has protected me when somebody's looking at me funny or somebody has a bad intention. My pattern recognition, some people think this is weird. As a little girl, I didn't know what the face was, like those people with the beady eyes. I didn't like people with beady eyes, and I didn't like, it was like a smile that nobody else seemed to see but me. I remember telling my mother it would be like a family friend or some man, because my mother was easily impressed by a man. Don't let that man be a lawyer, a doctor, or somebody who she felt like had a stature. She was easily impressed. And I used to feel like when he was weird, I used to feel like he's looking at me funny, and she'd be like, what do you mean he's looking at you funny? And I'd be like, he's looking at me funny. And she'd be like, I was right there. I didn't see him. I'm like, mommy, he's looking at me funny. And she'd be like, she wouldn't see it, but she knew how men can be, so she'd be like, and she would just take my word for it. But there was a time, so we lived on our floor, there was a child molester that lived on our floor. And I remember one summer, he had a girlfriend and she had a daughter, and I used to hang out with my oldest son's aunt at her house. And then one day he asked for me to do the daughter's hair because I knew how to braid, because I guess they wanted to keep her out the house so they could go have sex. Now the bathroom window, the way the apartments were, it was the hallway up and down this way. He lived on this side of the hallway as opposed to, he lived on this side of the hallway. And my son's aunt apartment stuck out like this, like a T. So the building was like a T, right? So since her apartment was in the back, like her bathroom window right here could see into his window right here, because we lived on the same floor, and here. So one of us went to use the bathroom, and we could hear the lady being loud because they were having sex, right? So anyway, I remember doing the daughter's hair. Before I did the daughter's hair, he asked me, oh, how much do you want? And I think I said $25 or $30, because I wasn't really charging much for hair back then. I was like $25 or $30. But he took out this big wad of cash, and he was like counting it out. And I was still like, right? I wasn't impressed by the money. Like, I've never been rich, but money also has never moved me, right? Because in my family, I have people with a lot of money. I have people with okay, but everybody got enough money to do a little motion, right? If some motion may be bigger, like, so the difference is all my family can get on a plane. It's just that some of them is going to be sitting in the front of the plane, and some of them is going to be sitting in the back of the plane. But guess what? Everybody's on the plane and everybody's going on vacation. You got me? Like, all right. So prior to that, I was walking home. So I was walking down Astoria Boulevard, and we had got to 21st Street where the flower shop used to be. And I think they made it into a liquor store now, but it was called like the Crescent Flower Shop. But we had got to 21st Street before, when Astoria Boulevard, and I think that it was Crescent, and it turns into 27th Avenue. So right there at that light on 21st Street. And he pulled up at the light, and he was like, "You going home?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Oh, I'll give you a ride, hop in." And I was like, "No, thank you." And he was like, "Come on, hop in, I'll give you a ride." And I was like, "No, thank you." He was like, "We're going to the same place." And I was like, "It's okay, no, thank you." And I kept on walking. He later saw my mom in the laundry room of the building downstairs, and he was like, "Oh, I saw your daughter walking, and I offered her a ride, come home." And she said no. And my mom was like, as she should, that's a little girl. She's not supposed to get in a car with a grown man. And said to my mother, like, "Did you tell your daughter something about me?" Because like, my mother thought that was weird. But even that did not set my mother's antennas up, right? Fast forward, maybe a month later, we see the police. They done knocked down the door. They tossed in his apartment. Where was I in the story? What was I telling you? Ooh, and I don't remember his name, or else I would pull up his stuff. He must have gotten out of jail by now. But all right. Oh, did I get to the part where the police was knocking his door and tossing his apartment? So a month later, after I was braiding the little girl's hair, one day I came home from school. The police was tossing his apartment, and they was tossing stuff. And some of the people, the security guard of the building was standing with him, and some other person was there. So when they tossed his apartment, they found he had tapes, and I guess the police was playing the tapes to see what was on there. So he had tapes where he recorded himself having sex with a couple of the women on the building. And he also had tapes of the mom, and he had tapes of him with her daughter, who was 11 at the time. What happened was the mom found her daughter's diary, and in the diary, the daughter was talking about how much she loved him, she hates her mom, how they're gonna run away together. The daughter was pregnant, and the daughter wanted to keep the baby. So when the mom found the diary and she read the diary, she called the police, and the diary was sufficient evidence for them to go get a warrant to knock on the door and bust down the door and toss the apartment, and they were looking for evidence. The daughter was pregnant. Because she was 11, the mom forced her to get an abortion. Legally, she could make her get an abortion. And I remember my mom coming back to me and saying, you was really right. She was like, "I thought it was weird in the laundry room that day when he came to question me why you wouldn't take the ride." But still, my mom, her antennas wasn't up, right? Her antennas like that. First of all, and I want to say maybe I was 15 at the time. If my 15-year-old daughter does not want to you trying to tell my 15-year-old daughter to get in a car with you without my permission, I don't know if she's getting in the car with you. Imagine how that would have looked up. Imagine I would have let that man give me a ride home, and we would have pulled up, and I get out of his car my mother would have looked at me like I was crazy. Why are you in that car with that grown man, right? So imagine say if I would have been susceptible to take the ride, and then he would have tried to lure me with the money. And let's say if I like money, if I was one of those kids that I like money, so then I would have took the money, and I'd have been greedy for the money. Then what next, right? I will say what saved me from a lot of predatory men is the fact that the vices that most young girls were impressed by. I wasn't into fashion then, so I wasn't into I need to get my hair. Like I knew girls that was like, I need this coat, I need these shoes, I need these jeans, I need this outfit, because they cared how they presented and they cared what people think about them. And I've met grown women who have that same mindset where they're very hyper vigilant about how they're perceived in society. I've never had that. I've always been self-conscious because I've gotten a lot of attention ever since I was a child, and it's always like, why are they looking at me? And me internalizing, why is everyone staring at me? What's everybody looking at? Right? That's always been me. Now that I'm older, I no longer internalize why people are looking at me, because I've accepted I look different, I have a unique look, and I look beautiful, and that's why people are staring at me. And even if someone's not staring at me because they think I look beautiful, if you're looking at me, it's because you think I look beautiful. And if you're looking at me and I get an iffy feeling about it, it's because you think I'm gorgeous and you're jealous of me. That's why you're looking at me. And so that's my mindset. So I've never been susceptible to predators because stroking my ego wouldn't have gotten me. I wasn't susceptible to flattery. I wasn't of the mindset that I need things from people, so I would take things. I didn't take things from everybody. I didn't even like, my mom was the type of mom, we go to her friend's house and she like, they offer you food, say no. Right? So I've always been like, I don't want to seem like I'm begging. I come from a group of people that we don't beg, right? So we don't really take things from people. It took me a while to even be able to accept gifts from friends and accept gifts from individuals. And it could be that I had a lack of standards, so that's why like I just wasn't comfortable from taking things. But even that lack of standards did protect me, so I can't necessarily fault me for that. But even now, I have a friend that anytime I'm in trouble, she'd rather me come to her before I fall off the cliff. Because what happens is usually I'm falling off the cliff and I call her to be the parachute. And she always gets irritated because the last time I said something to her, she said, "You're so fucking stupid." She means it in the most loving way possible. And she was like, "You could have just called me. You really didn't have to go through this situation alone. Why do you always choose to suffer alone?" And it's something I'm working on. It's something that I have had to grow through even with myself. Like, even though now I'm still not susceptible to gifts, and like, you can't get me. That's not how you get me. You wouldn't be able to be like, "Oh, come, let me buy you this chain," and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm so thirsty for this chain." Or somebody say, "Come, let me buy you these bags," and I'm like, "Oh, and let's go, cause girl, you go buy us some bags." Like, I've never been that girl. If I was that girl, I would have end up with certain. I have been propositioned. I've had men offer to take care of me, but I wasn't willing to compromise my morals or just myself in order to be taken care of. One of the, like, I've had men tell me, "Hey, I'll take care of you. I'll take care of your kids. This is how much, straight up, this is how much I made." They just to be with me. They are very aware that they're not somebody I would conventionally be attracted to or easily go with, and what they do have is financial stability. And they're like, "Come on, come and I'll give you this." And just can't, like, I can't. And I remember one time telling my mom, because I was like 17, with this older gentleman propositioned me, and he was like, because I was pregnant at the time, and he stopped. I was at a bus stop. He stopped, older white gentleman, and he said he'd take care of me. He'd take care of the baby. He was driving a Jaguar. He looked really nice. He maybe, I would want to say, now that I'm older, I would give him maybe his 60s. He was like 60s, older gentleman. He dressed in a button up, some slacks, and dressed relatively nice. He told me, he gave me his business card. He said he'd take care of the baby. He had a house out in Long Island. He would be able to move in. He told me anytime I need, give him a call. The same thing, and I remember telling my mom about it, and she was like, "Why you didn't go?" And I'm like, "Ma'am, you've never raised me to be that kind of girl, to be that opportunistic. I've never been that girl." And once I was living in house on, like, I don't say where it is because those kids, but it was in Manhattan. It was like the Upper West Side in Manhattan, and also had a gentleman. You know, they see a young girl, you know, blonde hair, unique features. You know, I've had the opportunities, and I've never went for it. I one time, like, remember being, I can't remember the name of the hotel, where on Broadway, where all the shows, where they have all the shows, and this man offered me $2,000 to sleep with him. I think I was 18 at the time. It never been for me, like, never moved me, and I didn't even have $2 in my pocket. I've never been desperate. Like, I've always been comfortable with nothing, and I've been comfortable when I have everything. Like, I had like $40,000 sitting in my bank account, like, in one span, like, and I was the same confidence, the same sense of self when I have $30 in my account is the same sense of self that I have with the 30,000. And I'll say that is what has kept me grounded. That is what has protected me. That humble island beginnings. I grown up in a village, growing up in what some may consider poverty, but I ate, I had fruit, I had a good quality of life. So a lot of times people may complain like home is hard and back home is this and back home is that, but the quality of life is, you may not have riches financially, but you're blessed with family and community. So you don't put the dollar on a high pedestal. I'm not saying money isn't important, because I love having money, because money makes your problems inconveniences, especially when you live in a Western society. But money has never moved me. And as much as I advocate for my children to become financially independent, and my mother has always advocated for me to be financially independent, that mindset that I've had, while it may have, me from pursuing certain opportunities like other women would have gone, I will say that mindset has kept me safe. It has kept me grounded, and it has not influenced, I navigate this world and how I move in this world. And because of that, it has kept me safe. And I do appreciate that. So I am back from where I came from. Oh, Lord. It went to 3% as soon as I turned it on. Anyways, I'm going to get down for the night. Matter of fact, let me go find my external battery, because that's what I bought it for. Where's my dummy battery? All right, this is the dummy battery. Let me get dressed. I hear my phone going off. I don't know why my phone was going off. We put the dummy battery in there, and I had took out my my faja, because I've been working out, but I haven't been doing too much ab exercises, and my rolls are still here, and summer is upon us. My birthday's in 2 weeks. Granted, there's a diet that I could do. Like, if I want the rolls to go away in 2 weeks, all I gotta do is start taking the Adderall. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, if I start taking my Adderall now, like, it will decrease my appetite so bad. Like, in 2 weeks, I probably could lose like 10 pounds. No lie. It's not the healthiest thing to do, but it's very, very effective. Alright. Matter of fact, when's next week? I got a doctor's appointment next week. So maybe I can't play too much with I can't play around too much.
This is my impression of blue.
But let me go, and I'm gonna put a faja on and wash this makeup off my face. I know I lost some weight because it's not tight on my thighs the way it used to be. But I don't know if it's because what did I eat? I didn't even eat a meal. All I had was some cookies. But you know what? I get bloated so fast. I don't remember what size this faja is. I know you're supposed to like size down on your faja. And I bought this a while ago. The thing about when you wear these, I swear, the reason why you losing weight is because you could barely eat. And like, I feel like this is where it always hurts me, like right here. But this is like the smallest part for me. Like, I don't even feel like I needed to be squeezed in there. I feel that I needed to squeeze like my lower abdomen. Right? Hennessy, put me on the motherfucking faja. But sister, put me on the faja. Alright. I haven't put this on in a while. Right? So see, like this part, right? Like it's smooth because honestly, I don't have that much rolls, and I might have to get a smaller one because like I could do this. So I think I lose weight, and now I need to get like a smaller one. But this, I guess, this will train my waist, I think, because it's not. I like it because it's not squeezing my thighs. I'm gonna wear this like I guess like an hour or two. And just see. Because honestly, like I guess if I wear it, because I don't wear it on my, if I wear it, it does like make, oh my goodness. I got square toes, and as much as I love them, I swear the corners they getting caught on something. Like I still could see, like I feel like I could see the little back fat. But honestly, I have lost some weight. I've been in the gym. I just need to work on my diet. And my stomach isn't really that bad. Like honestly, this is like compressing my sides, but it's doing like nothing for here. It's doing nothing for here, and it's like I've lost weight because this is not even tight on me like that. Like, and I can like suck my stomach in, right? It's not even tight enough to like train me to like hold it in, because like if it was tight and was holding me in, at least I don't know what size this is, but I guess when I get, I'll wear this like around the house to train my waist, and then when I get a minute, I'm going to put these pillows. Baby's not here. I just take off the pillows that's like on one side of the bed, so I don't got to make the whole thing. But the reality of it is, it's like my bed is a queen, so it's like it's not that big. Cause the queen is large, baby. The queen is large. The queen is thick. Okay, so I can't just do like a little half of the bed. I need the whole bed. But tell me why. Come over here. Tell me why I got this book at Dollar General, like for fun, and I have not read it. Where's my do-rag? Because I don't want to lay down. I just did this here today. Let me go get my do-rag. I'm not gonna lie. I just looked in my big mirror in my living room, and this faja really, I did lose weight, because this faja is not hurting and smushing me the way it was. And now I'm gonna feel guilty for them 2 cookies. Let me lie. Don't lie, girl. I probably ate 6 McDonald's cookies, because I really wanted to go to the restaurant. My birthday is in 2 weeks, and I really was gonna go to the restaurant. So what I can do, I can just find a dress that I could wear the faja with, right? And it's not that I'm so out of shape that I can't wear a regular dress, because when I tell you, I did not even buy anything to wear for my birthday. And I think I want to do fringe. First of all, what do I want to do for my birthday? My birthday's on a Tuesday. My birthday is exactly 2 weeks from now. And that weekend before, all I do is go out and eat. I go out to eat. That's my favorite hobby. I'm not gonna lie. That's my favorite hobby, going out and eating. So when it comes to celebrate my birthday, going out to dinner doesn't do anything for me, because it's like I go out to eat anyway. I do that all the time. And the only thing I would have, you know what, I was wondering, maybe I could take like a day boat to the Bahamas. Go to the Bahamas for the day. I definitely do all the stuff that I care to do on a regular basis. I'm saying I do all the stuff I want to do. The only thing that I don't do is romantic stuff. But that's it. I do everything else that I want to do. I really have it my way. I do all the stuff that I want to do. Other than go on a private jet maybe, or vacation around the world on a private yacht. That's about it. Maybe, yeah, I'm gonna look into it. Maybe I'll just do it for the week. I told myself I'm gonna get off the phone and start reading my book. It's a cheesy supermarket romance, but nonetheless, I'm gonna try to enjoy reading. Put my little reading link, put my sconces on, and because other than that, what am I gonna do? This is not wine. This is sparkling berry lemonade from Trader Joe's. I'm gonna read my book.